Maybe we'll use that. Okay. I don't know if I'm going to put on chapstick or anything. Maybe earrings. Do I have earrings here? I think I could put on something. I think we'll just go the way I am right now. Okay? We'll just go with the way I am. More than enough. That's the theme. So, some advice for moving on. I got some energy cards. And by the way, welcome in my expanded divine panel of the infinite eight to divinely intervene as needed for my highest good, aka the highest good. And that's that. Left side, King of Wands, the Throne of Fire. Recipient side. Right side is Nine of Pentacles, independence, aka self-sufficiency, doing good for yourself, manifesting that. So the vibe here and the advice for moving on, because I did my counts already, I read the energies, I listened to my neighborly peers, and very much appreciated my and there's some hidden things going on which were highlighted. So I did my counts on how many days I've already expended from the 7-day term, if not 1 week term. And being that that was relative to like being put on notice during my like early evening reading on August 29th. Since then, I've had I've worked 3 days. And so, but like at this midpoint, it's just, I think it's time to move on. Like, any relationships which leave you second guessing yourself is like, it's just unhealthy. And I'm due for greater things, and I acknowledge that there is a lot to learn, and there's more things that I need to work on, like developing my gifts of reading so that they're not blocked by anyone's efforts and methods. So here, in moving on, the advice, the vibe of it, left side, King of Wands. These are established networks. This means that I can nanu with the right contacts, regardless of whatever walk of life, left path, right path, middle path, whatever. I can still access the perfect contacts in order to navigate and give these current contacts, most recent ones, some time out. So that's what's going on there. This is a seated magician in place right there. On the right side, Nine of Pentacles. So hold on, I'm gonna pause this for a second. And Soul Ranger, you are a die-hard fan, aren't you? With that die-hard request of a mask, huh? I guess all of us have our parts in the story. So I realized I might have you on here. And it wasn't, I wasn't going to close up the chats because of it. But I figured, in kind of rough sketch preparing for this reading, I figured, you know what? You must be helping me out. I mean, if there's any kind of, what do you call it, engagement, at least some is noted here. And regardless of whatever you are asking, I'm not going to be triggered by it anymore, because now the trigger is to kind of forward me. So I don't know if that's how the chat system works, if it adds to the counts, but I'm just gonna trust it does and believe in that. And so, yay for me. Okay, so 9 of Pentacles, doing good for yourself. That's the manifestation side. This is the vibe. So the advice to move on, being that there's 4 days left, but I can easily call it none. That's what I'm moving forward with. Okay, so this is crazy. I didn't notice this because it was wrapped up in this scarf, this silk scarf for protection. So let's go ahead and grab up that. Okay, Morgan Greer Tarot. Just when I started getting a client list and started polishing up to, like, a more refined vibe, I have to go again. But that's okay. I always take the best with me, and all my blessings with me. When, especially when there's been a display of bad blood. Okay, so this is wonderful. This is wonderful. Top of the deck, Ace of Cups. Okay. A replenishment has come in. Big messenger. Like this, you can take this as the memo. Okay, this is your refresher. And it does display the pod as well. But even bigger than that, what's upsized here is the lily in bloom. So we're looking at the growth, basically, development, okay? With another bud in play, too. Okay. So, hidden here is like maiden, mother, crone type of energy. So I can kind of devote this time to also Hecate with the full moon lunar eclipse. I don't know what in zodiac sign, but it's allowing to drop the burdens that are not yours. So peekaboo, what did they say? Queen of Pentacles, on to productivity, on to the things that you love and that will reciprocate, that not only have the ability to reciprocate and are currently practicing through other avenues, if not venues, but also, like, there's TLC involved. There's, like, the heart attached to it. And when you understand that the value of reciprocation is honored. Yeah. Behind that, Page of Pentacles. So as minute as the cliche may be, that kind of advice offering, it's quite substantial. You see? Yeah. Okay. So opening up to me. Oh, talk about reciprocation. How crazy is that? 6 of Pentacles. And there's justice also indicated here, which also implies the realm of liberation. 3 of Pentacles on each side, opportunities for each side. This is wonderful. What else do we want to say about this? That's it for that. Okay, so I'm gonna do some energy cards for this one. Nice to meet you, Arya, as well. Okay. All right, so let's see. Oh my god, my stomach. Who's here? My stomach is like right up here. It's feeling what do you call it? It's like a lot of pressure. It just came through. The frick? That's somebody else's energy. Hold on, give me a second. Just trying to heal myself. So there's some disturbances that some people have this leaving. But you know, I wouldn't leave unless there was a straw that broke the camel's back. And oh look, intuitive. So this is highly receptive energies here. What about this clamshell thing going on here? I don't know. But yeah, so the advice for moving on, okay? So 3, 2, 1, cheese. What is it? The Four of Wands in reverse, and then the Ace of Cups. Ding, ding, ding. It's coming through again. Okay, so it reappeared. It reestablished. So this is a restart, a new pod. That's what they're saying. This is a paradigm shift, a new pod, okay? This is movement that's almost instantaneous. Like the portal depicts the exit as well as the entry. And so it's not like something that you see upon stepping into this, stepping in over the threshold of the exit and entry. Because what we normally like stage as an exit and entry happens after entry. Do you see what I'm saying? So like, oh, this is where they stage it, like, oh, they film it, etc. That's where we perceive it, like when it after it has transpired. Whereas it's actually happening instantaneous upon like exit. So that's interesting. That's good to know. So reading between the lines, there's no delay here. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the love. Oh, again, I'm gonna burp. She's gonna do a different kind of burpee this time. Well, when it comes, it comes. When it goes, it goes. All right, whatever. Full moon, lunar eclipse. That one. Oh, Ace of Sword. Ain't that the truth? For sure. I like it. Okay, so talking about the truth, I'm laying it on this box over here that I have not touched in a long time. On top of that, we're going to use the Symbolon Tarot, or Symbolon system, whatever you call that. Okay. So, talk about the Ace of Swords. Seasons of the Witch. What? So, upon leaving this place, this establishment, like, I want to know, like, the defining factors that are masked, that are hidden. If there's any, like, hoodoo, root work, hexing, spell work, warlock type of energy, etc. Any kind of, like, illusions casted, I want them broken. I command that they are broken and revealed upon this selection. So what's going on in my neighborhood that I'm not aware of? Come on, let me know. Give me a reason to live and to leave. Oh, that's what they said. They said it. They said it. Shh, the adults are talking. All right, so Seasons of the Witch. What do you want? Okay, so that's one. Okay, face down. And then, oh, candle magic. And then the other one, which was face up, which, oh, there's two here, towards the bat, which is in reverse. Okay, so there's two that turned up. Bat in reverse, what is that? Invoke thy power and fear not the hidden. What lurks is coming with undenying change. Woo-hoo. Okay, so these two, what's happening? What's lurking? So there's, because it's in reversal, it's like I'm aware of it. I've reverted back to the bat cave. This is the evening hour where we're doing our, you know, hermit thing, like entertaining with intrigue. So therefore there is like some hidden momentum of excitement. Okay, so I have 44 and 8 here. So we have 8, basically, this infinite, this idea of these ongoings, to, you know, master number 44. What's the master number 44? I think it's a master worker. I don't know. Anyway, it's diversified. You got the 8 and 8 here. We could easily call this also master number 88 or angel number 448. Okay, so what's happening? Devour the ferocious calling within the howling of your spirit. Run wildly into freedom of your knowing. So we don't need to say it twice, you know. What you know is like, what you know is correct. What has come to light is correct. Now, you were a little skeptical of your neighborly peers having to like assert themselves and give you like advice, etc. Because I'm already getting that on my text. You know, when it, like, how do I say it? I through a referral, I was blessed to be able to fix like one of the repairs in my house for like basically nothing except the exchange of information. And so because of the exchange of information having to do with what I've got, that's, you know, like, this person has been asserting themselves, thinking that they know my whole story, assuming like that his situation is mine, and or I don't know. I don't know what got misconstrued there or what his agenda is there. And I'm gonna say politely, thank you for your services, but the added stuff, you know, respectfully, I would, to kind of mind your own business, you know what I mean? And if you find that disrespectful or offensive in any way, then I will gladly pay in full for another, you know, service provider, because that's that advice was absolutely not warranted coming from your position. So anyway, let's see. So what you know, okay? We don't need to repeat it twice. Your neighborly peers have already kind of tuned you into it, like an array of people, okay? So it's funny because it's like all of these disguises that are happening in real life right before my eyes, in my environment, almost on a, like, at least, you know, for a good amount of frequency. And the energies are so subtle and so disguised in their form. This is saying that these people have been practicing in these ways like for a substantial amount of their lifetime. And so it's like, okay, I'm still doing spirit's work, you know. This is not all for me to have a means to a means, whatever, and then also develop my soft skills, etc. So this is just kind of like a range of learning. And this is not to do the take back season saying that I was not protected, because I know, like, I forget that you have to recognize where people are in life. And so you don't discount how they conduct themselves, especially when it comes to the affecting the levels of trust one-to-one. So yeah, I mean, it's very telling. Like, it's just like, it's okay. So now the next steps I know is judgment to follow through. I don't know if this is a burned bridge or not. I don't know how complex the situation is, but we're going to ride this one out and see how it is. I've got 4 days, if not 0 left, so we're going to determine like what the best advice is. So, okay, broom is next. What dreams may come from what dreams may come from what you seek, make room, make way. A clearing need be. Okay. So they want me more to focus on the, like, what do you call it? This is a call to action, basically. on cleaning the slate. Yeah, karma has to roll out. You know, I'm put in certain places for a reason. And so karma has to follow through. So for candle magic, speak your breath into its velvet. Into its velvet. What the? Recite along its spine. All that you desire, all that you wish will unravel. Well, I think this is my prompt to... What are we doing here? For the sake of peace. I know exactly what to do, how to address it. So we're going to do it right here. Come on. Come on, give me some dressing so I can deal with these energies. I haven't done a ritual thing like this in a long time. It feels like a long time. But I was second guessing whether or not I was going to do it like this. Let me see here. I know exactly what to do. Yes, I do. Give me a second. Hold on. Where's my... Oh, I know where it is. Okay. Okay. Where's that pen? Okay. Oh. Where am I going to put it? Okay. It needs to be there. Anyway, that's what I'm gonna do. Oh, fuck. Okay. And then... Okay, so we have that. And then we have, what else? I think that is it. I need something to carve though. What am I gonna carve it with? Fuck. Where is a needle? I know. You're just gonna have to be patient with me. Excuse me. I'm curious how this is gonna go. Bum, 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 bum. Candle magic. Yep. Okay. One finishing touch. I'm from California. That's where I'm from. Then, where did I put that? Good, where did I put it? I don't know. That's weird, I just had the lighter. That's weird, I don't know where it is. Where's the lighter? What? Where's the lighter? I gotta do this. So there it is. Okay. Oopsie. He already fell flat on there. Okay. Okay. Almost there. One more thing. Where is, there we are. Okay. There's the scissors, my dearie. Scissors. Okay, well, it doesn't need that much. See, don't need to find the scissors. Fuck that. Okay. Anyway, this has got to do. Anyway, let's pick a card, see what's going on. me. There we go. Okay. So, what is the response to this? Expanded Divine Panel says, the Tower moment. Holy crud. That's the degree of certainty that goes Leo. That goes there, darling. What else do you want to say? Oh my gosh, look, striking from both sides. It's usually just one side. So I guess this is a mutual thing, you know? When you get found out, like, usually the behavior under those patternings is to, like, run away, you know, save yourself, that kind of energy. And, well, when it comes down to it, whether there's any running away or not, they're going to have to save themselves, you know? They knew this. They knew this. So, they knew this upon entry. Anything else that you want to say? My expanded divine panel of the infinite 8. To expand upon the tower, 7 of Pentacles. So just wait for it. Just wait for it. Okay. Just wait for it and watch. They can't get to you. They won't be able to get to you. Hold your guard. Even if you, let's say, work another day or all 4. Let's say if you are allowed entry, you know, then we'll see what happens. And we're not going to assume the worst of things. I'm not. But I'm protected. There's enough protection surrounding me, and there's enough skill set. This is Kill Bill up close. And this is a Black Mamba up close. It's like Karate Kid, but like Vato style, where like the headband is kind of brought down a little. You see? That's funny. So it's just like, you know, mind your own business. That's what it is. So this is not about like focusing on the, you know, remaining days left. It's more focused upon entry. So the advice, moving on. Oh, we were using that deck. Holy crud. Oops. Oh, one more. I want to get one more vibe check card, energy check. Cards from Symbolin, since we lit the candles. They're burning steadily. It feels like they're gonna burn for a while. Why? So, let's see if I can detect anything. So far, the flames are good. And, you know, if it behaves badly, I mean, this should show me the true energies. So if it goes crazy, then there are no days. You know, like, if it, you know, that's what I'm seeing here. There's, like, no burn purchase, really. Like, it's not a terrible, like, it could be way worse. And they know it, too. So let's see how these things behave. So far, I don't have any black smoke here. They're kind of like mirroring the height, which is pretty stable. Because, you know, some people can disguise energies by proxy. Okay, so I don't know if there's even further manipulation. But well, you know, we'll figure that out here. So from what it shows me, upon this ritual, it protects mostly me. Mostly me. Because the dressing, I evened it out, and most of it stayed on just the pink candle. Mine. I'll try. Yeah. Alright, okay. Let's get one from here. Or, you know, whatever my expanded divine panel of the Infinite Eight wants to tell me. I did not expect that. And it is upside down in reverse. And basically kind of like Temperance, if not the Star card. It was in reverse though. So hope is within. On the inbox, receptivity is kind of like an unopened letter almost. I don't know how there's nothing that says like a letter here, but just the fact that, oh yeah, it fell in the inbox. Hope is within. Yeah, like an there's just a lot of things going on around me. So, I don't know what the next move is. If it's, you know, to another establishment. Or, you know, something else that I like, the unopened letter. I want to get a clarifier for that, if that's okay. Can I? Yes? No. I'll do yes. I did yes. So there's this. There's 3 cards, okay. It looks like an Adam and Eve type of thing. Like kind of having each other's back, but also sharing within the moment. Here, it's a crone type of energy in reversal. It's kind of like Dark Night of the Soul crone style, but exiting the cave. So, what is she doing here? I don't know what she's making, but it looks like the start of a torch, almost like a... But she's also practicing with her pendulum. Okay. Okay. It was in reversal, though. Okay. And then this is like out in the market, like the common areas of the public. But this is back in the day when they had the, you know, like guillotine format of like imprisonment. So it has the hands and the neck kind of thing here. So it's showing one already on post. And some are concerned and some just don't give a shit. And some are just like, you know, what do you call it? Goons that are kind of worrying about their own too, their own placement. Stuff like that happening. Okay. I just put my hair down, so it's drying quickly. So these have, excuse me. I just spoke directly into it. These have long wicks. Pretty steady. Okay. That's good. Okay. So clarifying. Okay. An unopened letter. A message coming through. Hope is within. Okay. So it looks like there's with a parting. This mimics a new start for both. But there's still like a bond. Like a hidden bond that pre-existed. So this is weird. Okay, so you know, Adam and Eve like, if we're gonna believe in that story, they created all kinds of drama. Like headliners for days. Eras. Okay, well, there's that, okay. I'm still not clear on this, the impression of this, especially with the this crone energy in reversal. Oh, there's hidden workings, hidden practices that I need to engage in. And some that just don't feel the vibes of it. You know, there's certain events that have, how do I say it? Yeah, some people might have other thoughts regarding it, but it's not solely it, like my practice or me. It's rooted from the desire for power and how it creates imbalances. And so this energy that could give a shit less is more looking to like stabilize their stance. And the only way to do that is to kind of imprison or, yeah, imprison these energies. So I feel like some of my okay, whether you know these gifts that are to come into fruition, these practices, like, how do I say it, whether they're about to sprout or lay dormant, there's some kind of like whether an external entity motioned to muffle my gifts, or or in other ways by, let's say, distraction. This was very much like known across the board by that person. This entity was very aware of what they were doing as a baseline. So without the aesthetic like values of like all of the added things that make a movie, a person, if you kind of like root down to the level, that was their baseline, that was their intent. And if I am to look at my own root structure, it's in contrast to that. And so looking at just like no identity behind any entity, but the energy itself in going with the flow of things, and understanding, like navigating the waters basically. That's what I should be working with in decision making. Mm-hmm. Okay. So the advice moving forward. Do I have one? Okay. The advice moving forward. First off, is there anything else you would like me to know? A new start with the author in mind. Okay. The advice is, it's already like the table is set pretty much. Like after, let's say this is like this big orchestration with your involvement. You're picking the venue, the seating layout, the seating arrangements, just all sorts of things. Okay, so the table is pretty much set. So next steps here, like the kind of like the placeholders, cards, you know, all of the invitations, etc. That's what's that's where they're at right now. So it's pretty much set up for a new deck, which means new resources, a different flavor of like illustrations. Okay, his side is already burning. Okay, it's burning. Okay, so he's already severed and accepted. The flame is a bit higher and darker. because it's eating up the remnant of his portion. So he's accepting it, but then the cord, it's shaped, oh my goodness, it's shaped almost like a fish, but it first was like, you know, a triskelion, almost. It lacked one loop, and his side is extinguished. Okay, very telling. Okay, quickly. But this is also having to do with the heights, but I felt that the energy in which candles should be placed per holder, and I just did it intuitively without even like planning. So his side is exhausted. There's no what do you call it? When I say his, I'm going to say like establishment wise, like, you know, the any like entities that, yeah, but like his side is completely like the cord is gone, like no evidence that there was any connection. That's kind of characteristic for his plague, or their plague. um mm-hmm. But there's a solemnness in it because there's like a drip on the which acts as like or showing me like a profile, like a silhouette of the side of the face. So his nose dripping, like with the mouth shut, kind of, and like kind of like a furrowed brow or furrowed head. So it's kind of like just looking down on it. So privately, only I can see it, but they're down about it. You know, I don't see any level of being pissed off here, except for having to destroy all like evidence of me, our existence. The wick has changed to kind of broaden out. Um, mm-hmm. There's something very characteristic about the way the wick just like kind of split, like flayed out for his side. But that probably has to do with the stressor of like the kind of the burst of the red cord. So either way, it is telling and energetically, like it's feng shui. You know, like I don't look at, how do I say it? When I get messages that say scrying from the from nature, I don't like degrade it to like, oh, they just saw like a worm on that side, so they went that side. You know, like I don't. If you look at it in those terms, you will never be able to read between the lines of what, you know, the world is trying to communicate to you. Yeah. So looking at this, the flames are pretty even again, regardless of the wick size. They're still kind of chill and good. So I would say that this energy has a degree of control to, you know, personal control rather than external control when it comes to me. There's some sort of dynamic which is kind of like a little bit of a loophole. This person is very private, or this, you know, energy, whatever. This energy is very private, but I have an open window which they don't seem to mind because they know that I get them, and it's living life knowing that, like, at least, like, especially when you're kind of alone, that there's one other person that really gets you. Like, you kind of, that's, how could you deny yourself of that, regardless of what your, you know, hedonistic interests are. And so that's what I'm seeing here. It's like being in two like worlds at the same time. And again, this is a very private energy, so you can't really find the words to kind of translate it to anybody else. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, here we go. Anything else that needs to be said from this? Where'd that go? Right there? Six of Swords inverted. Okay, right in front of me. Yeah, so it's personal mediation. Like, what do you do to kind of calm yourself when you know that everything's legit? It's not, we're not focusing on the happy, the sad, or whatever, but we can recognize that all of these, you know, feelings or realities are present, if not have a place, you know? So, yeah, it's navigating your own boat. And here, even still, like this is the weirdest freaking energy ever, which is kind of like mine, but it's like despite their own navigation, there's still like a sense of protection, like leading to safety. So I feel like this energy is not only more advanced in their workings, but also like in their practice, but also in their etiquette. Like they can see beyond, they can see their stance as valid and having their own placement. Like, oh, I'll be, how do you say it? I have placement here despite all this happening. Whereas the other energies that I've encountered prefixing this within the past few years haven't, how do I say it? They've only followed through to the level of protection, like coming around the bend to assist me with matters. After they've gone through their bouts of karma. But this is like still with the same intention. That's why I know certain things are very real. But, you know, my mindscapes are even as similar as they may be in their workings to these other energies. The content may be quite different. So I have to keep that in mind. Okay. Okay. We all know what we have to do, and there's this person, this energy, also has a longer like scope, a view, a range of what must be done. So that's like you can't escape those things. There's a realization that you can't escape those things, and they've been delayed for too far long. Like, in order to delay these things from happening, you have to be dodging them in some way, and I'm not going to be that shield. That's what my guides are telling me. I am not allowed to be that shield in any way. And so they understand this, and they understand, yeah, so that's just one factor. So you see, oh, 10 of Swords right there. See, I'm not, that's what they said. This is crazy because we just got through the Six of Swords here, and you see, like, the ones that show bloodied are 6 swords. This is freaking crazy to me. So, like, while this person has like core intentions that are absolutely solid in protecting me, still, like, privately, should I move forward in like engaging in this path, it will lead to like that, you know? I don't know how, I just know that's what it's telling me. Like, that's a direct message right there. I've never received this combo, and now, like, the cord now on my side of the candle is it's close to that to the wick. So that's you, like, you're about to get burned, Tina. Not just burned, but like extinguished. Like, there's no choice but like your cord to be like absolutely, you know, engulfed, basically. Like, it's a difference between day and night. Like, it's not that like there's some ploy, like this person has, doesn't it? just some ploy to like kill me off, but like by, I don't know, the stroke of like whatever, the unexpected shit happens. And top of the deck, Queen of Rods. Like, don't I know? Like, this is a witch with foresight. And so she's telling me, it's basically like there's no magic left here. Like, the only spark, how do I say it? Like, I was different from the others. Like, I actually had a spark in my eyes, and it didn't have to do with anything like external, really. And if it was through other entities, it had to do with their internal. So, this is freaking crazy. I'm gonna have to put this down as a reminder, yes? Like huge emphasis. In fact, what they're saying is, like, Tina, you should really beware. Oh, look, okay, so the cord is burning right now. Okay, one side has one side. It's kind of triangulated, my side. Oh my gosh, and there's a cross with like an eye almost, like the loop is like an eye with like the wick coming through. That's crazy. I've never seen mine like that. So there's some kind of like ancient like runes from both sides. Like, there's deep roots from both sides in order to have, I've never seen the wicks behave like this, and I've burned many a candle, but looking at this, yeah. I don't see any black smoke on mine, but like larger flame, and I've never seen the flame to any candle triangulated. The cords remain in mine. There is proof on my side, both a long cord and a short. But no, there's proof on his side. I just had to look, overhead. Okay. So only like the higher ups, like when I'm talking about like major energies, only the higher ups can see the evidence on that side. That's crazy. They know. And his side, or that side, is flickering. It's flickering now. Longer than my flame, but still like trying to be mediated. Trying. My side is flickering, but it's like a smaller flame. Mine has like, it also like has it not flayed out like his side. It's more of like like Rastafarian kind of but it's different because the way it's it's like a ram, like Aries, basically. That's what it's showing me. Like a goat. Like, pounce. Here, let me show you. I don't know if you can see. Wait. Can you? I don't know. It's not picking it up real well, but it's okay. It's fine. I tried. Yeah. Okay. That's weird. That was a clear warning. So I've already done day number 3. Like, yeah, so they're saying, like, at day 6, so I like, you better, like, they're saying to be extra watchful. My teams to be extra watchful if I go in for a day 6. But I don't. Swords are days energy, so that's 6 days in. I should not be in that. No, not the 6th day. I don't even know what. Like, that's crazy. Let me see here. Like, laying, like, side of the like road dead or something like that. What is this? 10 of Wands in reverse. No, they're saying, you know, don't even, like, drop the burden of finding out. Like, you know, as I say, fuck around and find out. Don't even find out, okay? That's not even, like, no. You're not gonna, manifest that at all, okay? We're gonna leave it there, okay? They said saying, things might change. There's certain things that might change, so I might get a different directive. But as it stands right now, say no to day 6. If they pay triple, if they pay quadruple, if they pay whatever it is, there's caution day 6. So yet again, I've only put 3 days in. So yeah, okay. From the 7, okay. What is this? 2 of Wands. I have sized that up correctly. No, that is absolutely correctly said. But the thing is that someone is telling me, some higher up, I don't know who the frick it is, but they are unnamed, unidentified. They have like no social security card. They have no identification, like wiped off the face of the earth, if not a higher degree of contact. This is top secret energy that is basically communicating this to me. Because normally the 2 of Wands is just like the singular person with their 2 of Wands. But I just noticed, look, somebody that's different from me, like contrast, there's someone communicating that to me. His side is flickering, mine is not. Well, it's like one back and forth. Back and forth. Yeah, it's not the same at the same... Oh my gosh, their dialogue. 10 of Cups and the High Priestess in reverse. So, on the bottom, originally it was the Hangman card, so it's being objective, and so there's the implication to be here. So, you know, like, don't have any, you know, like, don't critique the end of this thing. Like, deep down, you know, your 10 of Cups is worth being, like, filled. And so, go for that. Go for it, you know. It's weird because the way it's depicted is it's a half rainbow, which normally it's like a full rainbow, okay? Which kind of feels like the vibe, the starburst energy vibe of, what was I going to say about it when it's cut in half? What was it? I forgot. Holy crap. How did I forget that? Shoot, what was it? Oh, it's okay, fine, whatever, it's fine. But then the 10 of Cups is also mimicking that arc. However, here, it's kind of like de-escalating, almost like, you know, when you're like seeing double almost, there's kind of an illusory, is that, I don't know, like a drifting, like superimposed kind of energy of the Ace of Cups here. So it's like every cup that you own, Tina, is the Ace of Cups here. 3, 6, 9. Okay, so it's kind of like the Ace of Cups is signified here. So this arrangement is very different. This is upgrading unions, upgrading partnerships. They're solid, that are kind of very absolutely private, higher level of discretion. So even as rusty as I may feel in that environment, say there was like a lot of stuff, like high level practitioners there that were in competition with me. Let's say that, okay? If that were the case, I've superseded them, basically. One-up them without going hard on it. Because look, do you see what I'm saying? Like, these are the best contacts. Here, like, my new contacts are the best. You know, I feel like you never really reach the 10 of cups when you're putting down other people. When you have an opinion that is like very ill-mannered towards another person. You're never in the 10 of cups. You've never achieved, like, to achieve the 10 of cups, like, also has like this kind of lasting factor in kind of maintaining it like an undying torch. And so that's the feel that I get from here. Like, it's, these are very, 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 they're bountiful bonds. I don't know why they said it like that, but it's okay. There were more thoughts behind it, but it's fine. Okay. What the heck? Okay. The advice for moving on. What do you want to tell me? In my divine collective of love and light. Okay. Parted here. It is the Five of Pentacles. I'm done with that. I'm done with that. I've outgrown those toys. You know, I have. Before, when I was letting go, I thought maybe it was I was getting too comfortable, that I was, everything was starting to get more stabilized, and I was just, you know, I can have fun with other people, let alone girls, you know? Yay. I had fun. Discovered different parts of myself. But anyway, Eight of Pentacles in reverse, it opened up to, and the Four of Swords in reverse. Oh yeah, so this is an easy leave, you know, an easy parting. It's like your healed energy. You healed your mindset. You've already like took on this paradigm shift, even if it was just the degree of the possibility that existed in your mind, that, you know, you've healed this portion of unknowing, in your identity, because you lost it in your, you know, long-term relationship that you had left, your office relationships, you know, like all, you know, everything that encompassed the past 20 years, that you've let go of, like, you've applied that knowledge. It's like you can see your placement amongst your environment. And the healing that has already taken place is kind of just, that came natural. Like, I've, like, I didn't need the extra vices, is what they're saying. I didn't, in order for this to happen, I already had it in me. There was no lacking at all. And, interesting. So anything that that was taken away from me, or whatever, like, there's like a transformation. Like, I've already, oh, his is like very, very down low. But what do you call this? I've already, like, what do you call it? Recouped any losses, basically. So what's it saying? Recouped core losses. I didn't have to do anything extra. I didn't do any, like, there's no, like, I didn't do any, like I said, this is, you saw, as I believed in, the environment, or myself in the environment anyway. Okay. All right. Advice for moving on. So this is showing me, like, in just plain flat terms, it's like when you realize that you are capable, even at your default resting state, and then like it kind of flips a switch, like, so the 8 and the 5 here, 13 Pentacles is what I'm saying. Death, transformation. Mine just, oh my gosh, his is lit low, and mine just like gone just now. Yeah, and his is like still like a little, it's just like a little mound of a light. So I'm telling you, and it's glowing, it's pulsating. Oh my god, this is weird. So yeah, his side, that's how I know. Like his core energy was correct to me, is correct to me. It's still like, still holding there, that light. So strange. And it developed like this like little puddle there, whereas mine was like even small, more miniature. So let's say if like this is the wicked, like I'm melting, that kind of energy. So there's something about kind of, it's telling in like dark practices, like kind of living within one's own muck. Like they know that they have karma to deal with. So not only is this like a light of desire, but it's also like a reluctance to let go because, they fear what's ahead. Are they just like gonna become just part of that muck? What is for real? Because it's so transparent what lays like the debris underneath, so they know. There's like, they can't even, they're like on that like little like mound of like a lake or whatever. Yeah, where do bad folks go when they die? They don't go to heaven. Lake of fire, yeah. Yeah. So there's no reflection of the flame, but only like visibility to the debris that lay beneath it. So when they see, like, look down, like as a human, they expect to see the experience of their own reflection, just kind of like to dodge whatever's beneath, like kind of a distraction. But they're not even blessed with that. They have to see what's beneath the surface and and address that. So what they see beneath the surface is what they see as a reflection of themselves, and their light is still going. It is so strange to me. Like there's just like this little tiny top. It's weird. Okay. Anyway. Excuse me. This hit, it's temperate. It hit this, kind of like folded over. So things are pretty chill. So yes. So the advice in moving forward, is kind of keep calm and carry on. But there's like, that's just surface level. But beneath all of that, like we were just talking about the level of like, this is where you're at, Tina. You're calm and collected. That's the best, like, what do you call it? People are coming through that are, coming in with different intent. Okay, so this is the best way to conduct oneself during a paradigm shift. When you're in this calm and whatnot, that's like the best time to go. You're already like self-mediated. Like what more do you need to do upon exit? This is about taking care of yourself, because there wasn't enough of that in this venue for you. Like, I cannot ignore the Six of Swords deal here. That's strange. That is really strange to me to see it like that. That's up close and personal too. Like, usually the Ten of Swords, you see the full body laid out and, like, the scene. This is, like, an up-close version of that. This is, like, laying, like, kind of eyewitness level. Yeah. It's kind of like in your shoulder blades where wings would be. So instead of clipping your blades, they kind of, like, stab them in so that they could not come out. So, like, there was no, something about that there. So there's different ways in which this could have been conducted. One they're letting me in on is, like, you could have gone way deep in, like, down the hole with that energy. Like, you could have done, like, if that were not extreme enough, just let your imagination run to its absolute extreme. And so it's like clipping angel wings, but even worse, it's ensuring that they never come out, that they are destroyed within. Yeah. Yeah. What this is telling me, like, deep within this, and they know too, is that they know that they could not protect me from everything, like, dark that they saw. So inevitably, by associations, that would happen. That's as much as they can tell me. Like, some of those swords, so if there's 6 stabbed here, then there's 4 back there that are not seen, that are bloodied. Okay. Okay, that's what they're saying. That's crazy. Okay, the light, his light is still on, and the, okay, that's what I'm saying there. Anything else? The advice, moving on. So, like, Tina, they're saying, like, if this is not enough content, let me just bring you back over here. Like, what do you call it? Scrooge, when the fate, the ghost fate, whatever, took him around. Like, let me just swing you back around over here. And just let me give you a little flavor of how that plays out. For me, this is kind of like, cognitively, it feels like storyline. It is, I'm so far removed from the situation, but there's something very, like, third eye about this that tells me, like, this is a reality, Tina. This is not all symbology. This is not, like, so there's a range of things that might occur in order for that to transpire, but we're not going to entertain all of those possibilities. We're just going to give you ones that are likely the most realistic per current patterning. Oh my gosh, I can't tell you. I don't hear now. Okay, what else do you want to tell me? Expanded divine panel of the infinite eight. Hello. Well, I know how to make myself look pretty again. Anyway, page for us. Let's not degrade it. I'm sorry. It's just that's one fact. Like, I know how to kind of, clean up, turn around, basically. Okay, page of wands. Okay, followed by the hermit card in reverse, moon card in reverse, the star in upright, 3 of swords, and the king of cups. King of cups, there's a new energy here that is looking out for me, protecting me. Something new has started. It's kind of like serenade, like I don't know why it looked like somebody was like kind of like playing an instrument or something like that, but something has started. It's kind of like the universe has conspired to lead up to this event. There's certain awareness, new intention sparks. Paradigm shift is a little blasé and bland compared to its descriptive form of what's happening is very bland in comparison to what's in real life. And so it's what is this heartbreak energy here? The star is like shining so bright, like it hurts people to realize that they fucked up. Like every time they look at me, they'll know exactly not how it went wrong, but what they did to fuck it up. And that's like a shield, almost like a shield of protection. Like that is the first thing that they will it's undeniable. You can't erase it. Whatever they did, like they're that's part of the karma. It's like part of the consequence. It's not just seeing me shine, but what they did to that. Like what what their contribution was. Like, can you imagine? Like, okay, so everybody participated in this potluck, the contribution, okay, this and that, and then they always are recalling, like at this wonderful, great party, that they brought something like moldy from their fridge or something like that. You know, they because they were out like doing whatever. So there's something about that there. I'm not superimposing any stories here about like whatever this Three of Swords implies here, but I do know that it's an energy, it is a shield, and it's not to say that I'm doing the heartbreaking. It's saying that that heartbreak was caused by some external force, and it was they know their part in that energy. They brought that to the plate. I didn't. So anyway, this King of Cups knows this, and so kind of like watching my back, basically, like on the lookout for me. I did verify like energetically whether this was the same person or it was external, and it noted that it was external. Yes. Okay. The advice in moving on. Bottom of the deck. World card in reverse. It's ongoing cycle. Judgment. Yeah, something is about to roll out. Like as soon as that portal closes, it's like the Big Bang, Pangea instantaneously, that kind of thing. Five of Cups. Like they're gonna feel it. They're gonna feel my leave. They're gonna feel my leave. Yeah, I'm gonna watch them. Look, just watch. Like, see, yeah. So I know this energy to be more matured and civilized, like, you know, like they hold some kind of like strong energy within. It's not stoic for the art of like the aesthetics, but like an energy within. And so I know that this energy is not like, from what it's showing me here, despite like, because there's a sense of accountability with what pre-existed prior to me getting over there, there's something about like there's I don't feel any retaliation, like because I said this, because I put this out there, called it facts. Like they know that like I'm not the bad one for saying it. Like I'm just verifying what they already know and what they've already felt. And so this is something that's due to transpire. So it's kind of solemn because it's kind of like somebody walking the plank while I'm walking at the door, almost kind of that energy. And so there's a fuller scope of feelings that this energy has to process within their own world, whether or not it's relative to mine. So they've, you know, like there's intensities here, but that's all mean, like, as a neutral reader here, I'm going to say that The benefit for this energy to process the scope, like a bilateral scope, like of of feelings, that is like the road that they need to explore and give accountability to that, you know, like, how do I say it, like, I feel like this energy has been very desensitized and gotten to know numbing agents, and you know, there's a sense of emptiness. And so, like, they know that they can't allot that to me, therefore they wouldn't. Like, it's so strong in this energy. Their light is still on, and it's actually even brighter. What the heck? So this person is very reflective, and even more so when they're not around others that they can kind of codepend or latch onto or distract themselves from. They know this. They've been avoiding it, because now I can see the reflection of their flame, because it is so well lit now, more pronounced and calm, while mine is extinguished and out of the picture. No other flames around. It's like everywhere that they would look, they can see their own light. They can see their own reflection on the pool, like I just said, which is growing to a deeper span and like wider span, but also the glass that encases it. So that's hidden good news for them. Okay. So I have to be like, you know, the best mother of all. This is my role here, to kind of like love at a distance, you know? Love language is, I guess there's a new format of love language that I'm to lead with, which is, what's the most comfortable thing? Love language. Love language is space, distance. That's what it is. It's kind of like, okay. Anyway, let's see. Advice for moving on. For me. Just for me right now. Holy smokes, what? It said just keep shuffling. Every day I'm shuffling. What is that? Page of Cups. Okay, bring your vibe. Yeah, every day I'm shuffling. That's crazy. Now, like, every day I'm shuffling is not, like, always, like, I don't know. There's a little, like, side smile, like, side eye, side hope, you know? And all of this. She's like, you know, you're right. You got a point here. And there's, like, an admirer that's, like, in adoration, but also sad for, you know, what I have to go through. Like, whether or not there's water in the cup, there must be like some small degree of water at the very least for this fish to survive. But it's coming in like, this is a friend energy, like an admirer type of energy that like kind of sprouts up and it's like, are you all right? You know, it's kind of like the way it's illustrated is Dr. Seuss. If there's like just barely any water, it's almost like cartoony, and it's like presentation, like just peeping out, like, are you okay? Like, you know, like that's what it's showing me. And I have to thank, you know, my friends, my friends that I've probably never met before, for cluing me in. My guy helpers, helped me recognize, like, this from that. And Yeah, they get mad. They get mad for me because like she's doing this. Yeah, they got mad for me. But it's mad love is what they're saying. It's very sweet. Very sweet. Okay. Okay, what is that? The devil card facing the death card. Holy crud. This is crazy. You know what this is? They're saying, you know, there's mad love because it's like, this is badass energy. Like, the devil card notes like the goat, you know, in its most primal sense. And so it's, you know, indication of like hedonistic form. So this is like, this is badass energy. Like death with the devil. This is badass energy. Like with the Knight of Swords right behind it. This is fast. Like Tina, like you have no idea how badass you are. This is. I mean, this is not like to give full credit to me, but this is also saying for people to acknowledge it on that level of extreme force, like affirm, like yes, like move over. I'm signing on this one. There's something about it where it's like not just like acceptance and approval, but like a haul in, like you're for sure in, like for sure down for you, that kind of energy here. Something about that here. Anyway, like you'd have to, like for someone to acknowledge that on that level, they would have to be in that energy too. Yeah. So they're faster to catching on because, yeah. So, what was I gonna say about that? I mean, if I acknowledge my intuition, hardcore, I would have caught it way before them because I already felt in the degree like of emptiness and hiding, like not wanting to be seen type of energy. But like this, it's emptiness. It's not just space in a place, but it's emptiness. It's emptiness. Like you can't reach for anything. That's the emptiness that I felt in this energy. Yeah, I mean, there's plenty that I can say about this, but the devil energy is like a high degree of desirability, attractiveness, attraction, on borderline obsession. Here, the goat actually almost looks like a black bull. I don't know what would have. Are all bulls black? No, I don't think so. But like this one is kind of like fixated energies. Oh look, there's a flame right there on its head. Oh gosh, it's this energy also coming through because this flame is still kind of well lit too. Coming in, there's kind of a highly desirable energy. I'm gonna go back to internalizing this. But like there's so much power behind this, not just in like the like swipe, you know, kind of energy of the skies. Like, but this is done with absolute integrity. So it's kind of like the flower, the white flower here is magnified. And so it's kind of like when you see an animal suffering and kind of putting it out of its misery type of thing. So here, it's just like, again, with the same basis as August 29th, the findings, or later, is that reading is just saying, like, when you see someone struggling through their pains, like, how would, Like, it's one thing to process and like kind of encounter, but it's also like, how do you, like, the degree of ethics, like in receptivity, and like, how do you shut that off when you know that that energy is not, like, how, hmm, um like, at some point you have to care more about yourself, um even though they do not intend harm. Just that, just the ability to be receptive to that, and have to question the ethics of having to shut that down when they did not mean you harm. Like, it's like, it's kind of like looking the other way, you know what I mean? Like, it's that kind of energy. So I don't need all of that extra stuff, is what I'm saying. Yeah. I need to be more concerned about, number one, my safety. Number two, my well-being. Because what do the opportunities matter if I'm like in this, right? In this energy. So this is like a proper goodbye, kind of just like, it's enabling an energy by prolonging it. And so any kind of misery, whatever that belongs to, just kind of like a clean sweep. Okay, no bullshit. Yeah, no bullshit right after that. Holy smokes. Yeah, this is for sure. If that's right after the Knight of Swords. Yeah, no bullshit. No bullshit opportunities. That's what it is. Is it some like, what's that? So there's like a trade in and a trade up. Look. So you dissolve it. You just, this is like a quiet form of dissolution without the Hierophant involved, without any other figures involved. Okay, so you let that go. Okay, there's true reciprocation. We're gonna kind of, it's like a currency exchange. You've upgraded to this level, so now you're on the same playing field, working with like legit exchanges. Like, they're saying that they shorted me on energetic exchanges. Like, if they shorted me on energetic exchanges, that's what happened there. So yeah, things are coming into balance. Even, let's say there's a recession, we don't have Six of Pentacles to work with. We only have two. There's still exchange, still even exchange. Yeah. Okay. So that's great. That's great. I like it. Top of the top of the deck. No secret to the sauce. Nine of Cups. Look at that. Arranged like the rainbow. So it's kind of parallel to the what the Ten of Cups recognizes. So this is satiety. This is being satisfied. Yeah. It's like I had to let one cup go, or and that's going to be replaced here. The thing is that with this type of energy, oh my gosh, the light is still lit. What? One thing that I recognize, even before I was going to do this reading, even like had the idea to do a reading, it's like, no. What was I going to say about this? Oh, I told the energies, this one particular energy, I don't know if they recognize it or not. Do they? I don't know. I think they do, but I don't think I should say it. They know. They know. Eight of Cups. Because anything I tell them that is kind of like, that hits home, they kind of leave. Mm-hmm. That's what they do. Like, yeah. All right. Is there anything else? Yes? No. No. So what they wanted me to kind of like recall was like during this dissolution, with all the family stuff things going on, I was then accused, because there are certain methods. If one doesn't work, then you do another method or whatever. I was accused of abandoning, leaving. But energetically, I knew that I was only kind of like affirming, formalizing, that he left me. Like, if that's a reality, okay, I recognize you have feelings. Your feelings are to be acknowledged. I understand that, and if that is true, what is fact is that you left me before I left you. That's what that is. And this is another like deviation of it. Whatever this thing was, it's not the same, but that fraction of energy is pretty much same. Like, I'm only formalizing what's already there. So that's what that is. Okay. All right, that's it for now. I'm kidding. The light is still on. I don't. It's like flickering now. They know that their time is almost up. So, sorry. I think that's it. Okay, so there are 3 people here noted. So I'm gonna put three takeaways from here, or from here, not the next World Tarot. I have to burp. That was like a double burp. Second one was a rollout. Just noting. Okay, so 3 takeaways for my divine collective of love and light. Oh, there's 5 now, but we'll see if we can. Okay, first takeaway, 2 of Cups. My bonds, my partnerships. Hello. Blessings be for your full moon lunar eclipse. Oh, it's crazy. It's like these are the kind of bonds that kind of like fly solo. It's like upon the connection point, it's like everything else drowns out. Everything else is like a silhouette, Eyes intent. Yeah. Okay, your second takeaway. Yeah. Ace of Swords. Oh, these are like justice people. Yeah, for sure. Third takeaway. King of Pentacles in reverse. Underground bosses. Some gruff bosses too. Like just they know they exercise their power kind of like in gruff ways. has a certain percentage of them. But, you know, it adds to, like, their, how do I say it? There's a purpose for everything, you know? Like, you can't be like a nicey nice bounce, like, 80s, like, little pop star boss, you know, Tina. You can't just, like, go dinking around and, like, you know. That's why that's there. So I'm supposed to, like, grab a page from their notebook, okay? So looks like it's back down to 3, so we'll leave it at 3. Do you get clarifiers for this? Yes. No. No, because it's kind of like a long story. Like, I can, because there's like 3 different types here of energies. So this is kind of like your identity here. Here's your energy here, your signature energies relative to mine. So if we want to kind of carve it into a takeaway, like, rather than just an identifier, I would say, I feel like I need something for the King of Pentacles here, though. These might be upcoming, like, business partnerships, some kind of industry involved, that, is to, come into fruition. Yeah, this feels like upcoming energy. Like, just wait for it. But, like, you're not waiting in the lobby area for it. You're acknowledging and honoring, you know, the actual bonds and relationships. And something is about to be signed or whatnot, or written, or, like, some kind of truth, behind that. So that's pre-established there. That's core energy. And what comes of it is to, I think the more challenging part is, establishing how that's going to, like, play out in outside of, like, just like the intensity of the, you know, 2 together, you know, like, this is worthy, like, what we stand for is worthy. We're exercising that power. It's obvious. Ace of Swords is here. Yeah. And so, like, the next step is, like, how do we apply that to translate into something more, like, something to really come into fruition, something that can be, like, seen from, like, expansion, basically. So that's the TBD part. That's the part that's, like, that's the harder part. The easy part is taken care of. The core part, luckily, is the easy part. And what's the song? You make loving easy. But then there's also a hidden, like, very private energy. You make loving fun or something like that. Is that? It's kind of like is that Fleetwood Mac or something? I don't remember. Anyway, that's fine. I have to burp. Okay. That is true. That is true. Okay, so my 3 takeaways are, the topic of discussion is, it's on the title. My goodness. Okay, the Fool card. That's my first takeaway. Second takeaway, 4 of Cups. Oh. My third takeaway, advice for moving on. The advice for moving on. 9 of Swords. Or is it 8? 9 of Swords. Those are my 3 takeaways. Okay. The advice is move on. That's what it is. Look, you have grabbed that flower, the white flower, okay? Kind of like White Lotus style. You're moving forward. There's a degree of, like, Renaissance, like, I don't want to say bouginess, but, like, you've upgraded on your your like not just your physique and like your demeanor, Tina, but also like your threads basically. You're caring about more about how your appearance, like how your overall presentation, and that's more for the self. Like you've learned that, you've earned that, you've lived it, you've felt it. That is your energy. That has mainly to do with you and how you feel in your like in everything. As a precursor to where you go. So if you're just like stagnant, you're feeling right with yourself because you know you're taking care of yourself. This is like to the like haute couture fashion, where it's very like what do you call it? Very like detailed, precise, etc. There's something noted in the blouse here that I have not seen in any other cards, any other decks. And so there's so you just move over. You're good to go, Tina. You are set. Like this is like the if you're going to break this down to like manufacturing or whatever, there's like a certain refinement process that has happened, and now like you're shelf ready. You can go. You're good. Get out there, Tina. Go. Discover. And so what I'm leaving behind here, okay, is what they're saying, is like this constant game of second guessing. It's not Pokemon cards. Okay, anyway, the games of, having to question everything. Like, not everything is, like, cut out to be all multiple choice, Life is a lot simpler than that. Like, it's, you don't have to decide, like, okay, am I gonna look at this, like, plant here, or that cat over there, or that tree over there, or, like, no. It doesn't have to be so complicated. Like, you're leaving a realm that had you stuck in, the Four of Cups energy. Like, it's almost like the paralyzed view of Seven of Cups, where you're ruminating there. And so the Four of Cups would be like, I've been standing in line for a while. I'm looking at the menu so I don't have to hold up the front of the line, ruminating. I'm doing it from back here, and I'm at the back of the freaking line. And so there's something about that there. It's almost like always like wait your turn, that kind of energy. It's a different version of the carrot and stick, where it's like kind of left up to chance, like, oh yeah, there is a silver lining, that kind of energy. But like line after line after line after line, it's like overdosing on coke basically, because what they're saying, like line after line after line after line, and the silver lining, right? And so it kind of feels like the Eight of Swords energy here, where you feel like you're stuck but you're not. There's a huge emphasis here though that somebody was caught though, behind the scenes. There's some energy of being caught up. And this is the kind of binding where it's not as easily escapable, it looks like, as the Eight of Swords would depict. These are tightened ropes basically. That's Nine of Swords. There's a huge emphasis, like, okay, so a lot has been compiled, more than usual, and I guess it wasn't as noticeable because I've upgraded, I've developed or whatever since the last scene, before this establishment. And so like there's just a lot of hidden a lot of hidden things. A lot of hidden things. Like I had to remain disguised almost. Like this, you see, like he's in camouflage, like in leaves, like hunter almost. Like So they're saying, like, Tina, you don't need to, like, hide out in this, like, area here. And I don't think I was using it as, I think maybe the later days I was using it almost like as a hideout. Like, this became more of a familiarity than anything. So it was just like, I'll do this until something happens. Oh my gosh, that's a sad part of it. Like, I'll just wait here. I'll just, okay, I can't get into details, but it's just like, you know, just, you know, I'll carry off in my own ways. Like, if it's dead, I'm not gonna click with the clicks. Like, I can click with the clicks if I want to. I have the ability for that. There's an openness for nearly all of them for my entry, but like, I care not to. Like, I just need some time to myself. But it's kind of like still in the same environment. And so you can leave those Three of Cups behind, Tina, because look, there's Ace of Cups right there coming out of the, like, the mountain, or like, actually, it looks like mountains to me, but it's actually like billowy, dusty clouds. So, Nine of Swords. So there's a huge emphasis, like, almost, oh, this is what, you know, like the Peanuts gang. Like, is it Linus? The one with the blanket? And it's like kicking up dirt, that kind of energy. So, like, something about leaving behind. What is that song? Dissolve. Kicking up dirt or something? Was it? Dissolve. Yeah, there's something about. Yes. Yeah, so I feel like this energy was more like, yeah, like they said, distraction rather than the intent to, like, harm. There might be a little bit of that there, based on, like, people can only love you how they know how to love. So sometimes you have to recognize yourself as the leading figure in exercising that power of knowledge, so that others can retain that. There's that we're not yet exposed to the degree of your frequency. So sometimes you have to buck up and realize your position in it, that, like, not all is lost. And not all was fake, but there's a degree of sincerity and certainty in all of it. And so just kind of lead with that. You you don't just leave it at, like, they only know how to love you as much as they know how to love. You can't just stop there and just leave the place. Mm, Therefore, you don't get, like, all of the bonus points, like all of the experiential value that you would get had you not been thorough, like naturally thorough. And so, like, you know, I've had exposure to know how to better treat friends, or you know, that kind of core energy, or like how not to mislead anyone intentionally, or play games or whatever, you know, like, that kind of energy. And then again, I don't think this, so I'm just gonna leave it there, okay? Because I'm not meant to, like, dig to go this way or that way, you know, like defend someone when I don't know all of the facts, but I get a feels for them, nor you know, demonize them, because yeah, what is it? Yeah, I can't, either way. Okay, I think that's it for now. We'll get one more from the symbol on tarot. They say, oh, it's the King of, or it's the Emperor in reverse. It could be the King of Pentacles in reverse. Underground energy. Well, they're saying you're on your way. Kinda. Something about cowboy boots. Locked up right now. Something about not being locked up, but this is kind of like lockdown energy. something. Oh my god, that's so weird. That's so crazy. Because I get the impression that this is a good energy here, even though it's in reversal. It's kind of like in limbo, like, you know, like I'm just hanging out over here, that kind of energy. Yes. Yes, more so that than anything. This over here is showing that someone's trying to keep me caged and locked. Like I'm their personal, like, property or something. I don't, like, this is not meant to, like, uh make me feel bad, but they know it makes me feel bad because I already know. And they know how sad I am to see that they would do that to me. Not the act of me being locked up, but that they would do that to me. Like, there's something like, this lock looks like hollow, like kind of broken on the inside. So it's kind of like the lock is like permanently locked, like it's broken, like the mechanism on the inside is broken, so the lock is stuck, kind of. It's, but it's like, it's I don't know, it's great. It's, I don't know what it is. Okay, so like, but like this person cares enough to give me like flowers, like plant something by me, like recognize, you know, that part of me, and like the, what do you call it, like try to make it nice. And you know, I like the garden, and I like, you know, so that it's a presentation of that, and they try like making things nice, but it's a cage. It's a cage, like, and that they're watching, and they have a key, and they have a key, but they're holding it behind me. It's like they always want to keep me, because it's like the key is in his right hand, but it's behind his back, and his left hand is holding his right arm, which is like, it doesn't, like, there's something about, I will always hold this key. The light is still on, like, I will, there's something, yeah, like I can't even look at him anymore because of what I recognize he's doing. What it is, well, I mean, that's, according to divine and any of my neighborly peers, they would say that's grounds to leave. Like, that's something that you shouldn't excuse. It's like, that's not something that you should take on as like extra studies to like find out the inner workings of a person, you know, like even at that level, like to be around somebody who knows that they are cause for your distress in any way is like, that's not the quality of life I want to be in. Everything like can look pretty. I can look pretty. I can have my own throne. I can have my prestige in a certain area. You can make, like, you can give me things, but like you're giving them to me in a cage, you know? So like, how fulfilling is that? Like, there's no sense of like real authenticity in like the level of trust that you have to keep me in the cage. You know what I mean? That's like, without all the drama, all the craziness, like, this is like, if it's just like, what it doesn't, there's a huge underlying problem that must be taken care of, because there's no reason for that. Last one, final. Because they know that I'm meant for this. They don't know if whether or not they're a part of that, but their assumption is, if you're going to cage me, they would automatically categorize themselves as not being this, not even trusting themselves to be in that position to become this. You know what I mean? Like, there's a certain fear involved. So I have there's a greater agenda in mind, and I have greater purpose than kind of waiting out for someone to come around and see it from my position, or at least care to alleviate that major distress factor that I had no causation in. That's it. Okay, that's it for now. Thanks very much for all donations provided in and of light and love that reciprocate equally and therefore abundantly. But now that this reading is officially over, I call back all my power, energy, essence, gifts, strength, passions, properties from those that call upon, cast, generate, bring, magnify, multiply, or any variation thereof, the aforementioned ill will, intent, thought form, pattern, and or entity, to pass through the white light of the Holy Spirit for cleansings, for blessings, for reformatting to love and light energy, and to be refortified in me, only me, also free, no doubt, no attachment, except for all bonus points included. Thanks so much. The light is still on. I don't know what, like, what? Do you understand? Like, there's this much more candle of a baseline left, like that much more like leftover wax that I do you understand? Like, there's like this energy wants to be remembered. So I will say, as a closing, for what I saw, this, like, how do I say it? You know how I say out with the old, in with the new, or whatever, you know, like, in knowing that, I am also acknowledging that this energy is irreplaceable in my life. Like, there's a certain spot, a certain, like, I don't know what it is. I don't know what the frick it is. But, and I can't, even if there was spell work or any kind of that stuff, like, I cannot allot it to that. There's something, it's different. I mean, even though that must have transpired, there's something great, there's something here that I have to recognize. And so I would call this energy irreplaceable. Like, there's nobody that how do I say it? There'll be people that make, you know, wiser choices or do this and that, you know, be better off in certain arenas. But regardless, there's nobody that can replace this energy to me. That's what I can say. So this is very different for me from other cases, but that's what I recognize. That's what I was saying. Anyway, that's it. Okay. Upon closing the portals in this reading, I send all energies back to their appropriate locations outside of mine with their appropriate karmas due, assisting with a sequence of roll out and light and love. I close the portals in this reading now.